welcome to Life Advice Live. I am your host, Scott Ackerman, here at the East, Meets West, and the disciplines of life. We try to take your calls, and we do not take emergencies. Unfortunately, if you have an emergency, life-threatening situation, please get with our mods in the chat, and they will direct you to the proper hotline. Today, we take calls, as we always do, that are life problems, such as relationship and love advice. It can also be problems that you're having in general with life. We don't always have the answers, but we do always have a listening ear. Did I already say I'm your host today, Scott Ackerman? I don't know, because I'm not very professional, but whatever. Let's get right into the issues. Sorry, I had to. Okay, first up, I've already got one in queue, so I'm going to go ahead and go there and bring that up right now. It comes from a viewer who I'll simply call Mel. We'll just call her Mel so that we're not revealing too much about who the viewer is. And it says, "Hi Scott, I've been watching your LAL vids with great relish and want to thank you for providing such enlightening and informative outlet for not just me, but for many others as well." Well, thank you. It's very flattering to hear I'm enlightening. My question to you centers around relationships in a more broader societal sense and to the values we assign them. Currently, I am struggling in a long-distance relationship that has gone on for the best of 7 years. Wow. That is a really enduring long-distance relationship. I have rarely seen a long-distance relationship last more than 2 years. I do realize, yes, they last longer in things like the military and, very, special, unique situations. There's, due to work and visa issues, we have only been able to properly reside together for a short time. But admittedly, I don't really mind the distance at times because I very much enjoy my own personal space. And as an INTJ personality, I do not know all the different abbreviations. I know what this is. I know what test this is from, but I do not know what all the abbreviations mean, so you'll have to forgive me. Personality type, I kept very busy living inside my own head much of the time. That's me too, living inside my head. Even now, as I do the show, I'm living inside my head. All right, before I go on, let me go ahead and just say hi to chat. Cynthia, hello, what's up? Peter, hey, Anime Godfather, Jade Slave, thank you for being the mod today. I know it's kind of short notice. I apologize for that. Lucid for how you doing, bro? And Joji. Is this Joji Vlogs? Just joking, I know it's not. Hey Joji, how's it going? All right, let's see what's going on. My chat's acting a little bit weird today. I'm trying to go down and it doesn't know if it wants to pull the window down or if it wants to pull chat down. I'm gonna have to pop chat out. Let me do that. Hold on, give me 1 second, guys. Done. Pop out that chat. There we go. Pop out chat. Okay, now we're not gonna have that problem anymore. Let's close down this window so we can just focus on chat and focus on our viewer who's written in. Hello, Zoyo. Hello, Tizawoot. Hi, Jesse H. Hey, Charlotte. A lot of same people coming on back again. Love to see it. Love to see it. My main concern is that I am coming to realize that this person, who happens to now be my fiance, can't seem to intellectually keep up with me. Oh. Are you a waitress, girl? Because you serving nothing but hot burns. I'm just joking. That's completely inappropriate, and I apologize. I can't seem to intellectually. He can't seem to intellectually keep up with me. I can't seem to intellectually keep up with this message because I'm too much of a dummy. And there are times when I struggle with boredom and frustration, having to explain things and to be saddened by his somewhat lack of appreciation of great art, different types of music, nature, and so on. It's not all bad, however. We've got some great times together, including a recent trip to Japan. I had previously thought that he valued a lot of the above more than he did, and despite all of this, I believe he was bluffing about the level of interest he had in some of those areas. Well, if you believe he's bluffing, you definitely should confront him about that. Just let him know it's not a big deal. As someone who a few years ago decided that they weren't going to ever have children for many reasons, this has lifted a great weight off my shoulders, as I no longer have the pressure of relentlessly trying to make relationships work for the sake of future offspring. That being the case, I have found this new sense of freedom, and I am beginning to question the need to be in a relationship at all. I've always been a bit of a lone wolf. yet have enjoyed my own company alongside spending time with others on a limited basis. My ideal setup would be living next door to my partner and have us each visit each other a few times a week. Anyway, I'm finding not many people understand my desire to distance myself from the traditional relationship model. Perhaps placing more importance on close friendships is better. Should my current relationship not work out, I certainly don't feel the need to look for anyone else. I just can't be bothered. As blunt as that may sound, I'm almost 36 now. And let me just say, Mel, when I saw, I was like, this 21-year-old girl is very intelligent. And then I saw you were 36 in this message. I was like, what? What is your secret? I'm almost 36 now, and people are almost flabbergasted when I tell them this, if I choose to do so. Convention says that by now I should be married with children, irrespective of whether I'm happy in that marriage or not. These societal expectations and the way they go on about them, even in this day and age, really get to me. And after having presented you with the thesis worth of waffle, I ask, how best can I deal with this without turning into a complete misanthrope? Thanks in advance, Mel. Yeah. This whole societal norm thing, my honest opinion of societal norms are, fuck this dumb world. Honestly, like, sorry, I gotta be really expressive when I talk about what I think of society's norms. There should be no norm that you follow to make somebody else comfortable with who you are, okay? Whoever you are and however you are comfortable living, as long as that way does not hurt anybody physically, okay, keep doing it. Don't worry about this dumb world of societal norms. Societal norms were put there mostly to make other people feel comfortable. Now we're in a time and a place where you cannot be arrested, put in jail, killed, or put on a cross, crucified, or put into the Salem witch trials just for being slightly different. So if you want to live your life differently, no one's going to call you a witch. If they do, fuck them, they're not your friend, okay? Get those people out of your life. If they don't accept you the way you are, get them out of your life. Don't worry about it. There's no point. Any people who will accept you without kids, without getting married, living on your own, being a crazy cat lady, not saying you're going to end up like that. I'm just saying, you know, whatever you want to call the future of your life. Even if you do the thing with the person living next to you in like maybe a townhouse connected where you come in through doors and talk to each other, that's fine, man. Do what makes you comfortable. Do with what you know will make you sane for the rest of your life, okay? It didn't say what country she was from, but unless you're from Japan, or I think, what else is it, Greece, they have like a problem with like the birth rate going down. Unless you're one of those countries, there's no reason, there's no societal reason, there's no pressure, there's no political pressure for you to be having kids right now, okay? If anything, the world's going to be overpopulated soon, and if a couple people don't want to have kids, we're going to be okay. We're going to be all the right people. All right, cool the societal engines, cool the pressures, all right? Break from the norm. It's time to allow multiple different people to live multiple different forms of life, as whatever you had for your white picket fence dream is now nothing but a smoking husk of a past American dream. Whatever the future holds, nobody knows. And if you can live each day to its fullest by creating your perfect life, then all the more power to you. And all the less power to anybody who expects you to follow their way of life. You don't seem like the type of girl who puts up with social norms in general. As for your relationship, this is a more tricky situation. I mean, to be quite honest, it's over. It's already over. I mean, I can tell just by reading that it's over. Sorry, it's true. But as I always say, advice is what you already know, told to you by somebody else. I mean, 7 years is great. You guys really hung in there. That's amazing endurance. But if you're finding things like your interests aren't the same, you're kind of questioning it right now, should it go on like this? It's pretty much over. If it's not over, then you need to do the thing that you talked about with living next door to each other, where you see each other every once in a while and you can, you know, hang out that way. How you would make a relationship go on that long from long distance would be very, very difficult, depending on what your needs are as a person. It sounds like you've done pretty well with it. My guess is you might be, and, you know, feel free to correct me later, in the comments or email or send me a personal message. Are you an only child? You sound like an only child. Us only children, as we're called in Japanese, the Wagamama Hitoriko, which means the selfish only child. We try not to be too selfish, but we do tend to be selfish at times with sharing just about anything because we never really learned to share through our life. But one of our more positive aspects is the fact that we are really good alone. We don't really get too hurt or upset or distraught from being alone. And you sound like you can really handle being alone. If I didn't get married and I didn't have kids, could I live alone by myself for the rest of my life? Yeah, I could do it. I could easily do it because I was an only child. I learned how to entertain myself by myself. I learned what I could do to like get my mind out of a bad place without needing other people there around me to keep me entertained. I can get myself out of a funk by myself. And, I've learned to take pretty good care of myself too. So it sounds like you yourself have a lot of those same attributes. I also saw the INTJ thing. I know part of that is like introverted, and I myself too am very introverted. I know you see me here on the internet chatting it up, acting like I got a big mouth, but that's because there's nobody right in front of me now that I have to entertain and keep one-on-one with a conversation and think about the next thing I'm going to say. Here on the internet, we can just blab our brains out and pretend we know what we're talking about, and everybody will listen, right? No, seriously though, I don't really see much of a future for that if you're already feeling these kind of feelings from long distance. It feels like you're not quite getting enough of what you need as far as mental stimulation. And one thing my best friend always told me, my friend Zach back in high school, and it wasn't Zach from Valley High. It wasn't that Zach. He said anytime you are thinking about a long-term relationship such as marriage or like courting someone into marrying them, you need to take all the factors as far as 0 to 10 are concerned. If one of those come out to a 0, even if there's a 1 in every single thing or a 10 in every single thing, if one of those factors is a 0, when you multiply them together, you still get 0. And at the end of the day, you won't be happy. So take your time and find, anywhere between 1 and 10 in every single one of those factors. If you feel like one of those is a 0 right now, maybe then don't consider doing the future thing. If I'm wrong, and I could be, I may have judged the situation incorrectly, as I would have to actually hear this person talk about art and, see you guys interact as far as, I guess, mates. What would you say? As far as a relationship is concerned? I don't know. My speech just left me at that point. On the flip side, now let me argue, let me play devil's advocate at this point. Let me do the flip side. My wife doesn't really care much at all about art. All right, she is very science and math minded, okay? And we get along just great because of that. And the reason we do is because I don't try to screw around with any of the science or math type stuff she does in her job, and she doesn't try to screw around with any of the art or creative stuff I do in my job. She just thinks, you know what? Scott's better at that than me. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about if I talk about it, so I'm not going to say anything about it. I'm definitely not going to tell her how to be a dentist. No, you shouldn't be doing that with the teeth. Do this. Yeah, that would go horribly wrong. Someone would end up looking like, a bulldozer for a mouth. So that works out really well for us. But I'm not saying that will work out well for everybody. For me, I know I'm very unbalanced when it comes to keeping a very organized life, managing my money, and being very, how would I say, strict with myself. How about that? Let's put it that. Disciplined. That's what I'm looking for. So I feel like my wife balances me out in that way. I found when I myself dated other artists, and this is no offense to artists because I myself am one too, that we could not balance each other. They were just as flaky and creative and whimsical as me, which was great. It was wonderful. There was a long period of us being madly in love and lust and wonderful fantasy world in our heads. And then the fucking bills came and we were poor and broke and starving artists. And that's never fun for anybody. So you got to find that person that balances you out. That's more important in the long run if you're looking for a long-term relationship. Hope that helps, Mel. If it doesn't, I am so sorry. That sounds like a difficult situation. Best of luck to both of you. What do we got next? I think somebody sent me one in the chat. Well, not the chat. We've got a secret group on Facebook. You can't join it. All right, let me check it. LAL questions. Okay, here we go. Give me a second. All right, here we go. Okay, first off, let me just say hi to everybody who's joined up. I guess, let me see. Who do we got here? Reynold, how's it going? Welcome back. Catwell, welcome back. Mr. Boots, welcome back. We've got so many people who come back regularly every Monday. That's great to see now. I've got like kind of a small crowd of people every time that come. I'd like to check the view count. How many people watch this show now? Anytime we get close to like 33, 40 is usually about where we're at. So 35 now, that's pretty good. All right, anyway, let's jump back into it and not waste anybody's time with me counting how many viewers are watching. All right, next question. And go ahead, if you're doing your questions now, go ahead and post them in there. Right now, our mod is a Jaded Slave. I apologize, Jaded Slave. And she'll copy and paste your question back in there if I miss it, which I always tend to do because I can't read chat and do this. Oh, I want to say hi to a couple more people. Allison.exe, Ratboy, welcome back. Rodney Jones, how you doing? Joji. Oh, I already said hi to Joji. Joji, you got 2 hellos? Take one back, please. Can't be caught. What's up, dude? Frickus, Adam C, and I feel like I missed one. Oh, is it Lilo97 Leo? How's it going? All right, LAL question. Here we go. So I've got a question, and it kind of makes me uncomfortable to ask this. Also, possible trigger warning. Oh, I don't usually do trigger warnings, but okay. But I have a lot of scars on my arms. Okay, so I guess it's like a cutting trigger warning. Seriously, it's like I fucked Freddy Krueger or something. Wow, that's descriptive. I've been clean for a couple of months. Do you mean clean from cutting? I'm guessing that's what they mean. I've been clean from cutting for a couple of months, and I'm pretty confident it'll stay away. It gets pretty hot where I live, and parts of me wants to start wearing short sleeves, but I'm kind of unsure whether it's the right thing to do. The thing is, some of my scars are kind of bad, and it's obvious they come from pretty severe injuries, and some of them from suicide attempts. I know people tend to think that self-harm is for attention, but it's really, really not that way, at least for me. The main reason I did it was because I get flashbacks sometimes, especially when being touched in certain ways, which causes me to either disassociate, like my brain just kind of shuts off, or feeling dirty and unclean inside, or because I just can't stand myself sometimes. Cutting helped me to stop these feelings. Somehow, the physical pain was way more bearable than the emotional pain. I guess what I'm saying to... I guess what I'm trying to say is that there are reasons I did what I did. These scars are part of me, and I'm only 21, and I'm gonna have to live with them forever. Anyway, but still, I need an opinion. I know that there will be people who will judge. I don't know. I just don't know. Is it okay for me to not hide my scars? Also, you're amazing, Scott. Thank you for making this world a little better. Oh, you're the best. Okay, that was an anonymous one. So I'm just going to come right out and say it. Yes, you should totally be okay with showing your scars. Anybody who would judge you is definitely a person you don't want to really meet or hang out with. You know, we're all going to go through life with scars, whether they be out on our skin or deep inside of our bodies. And, you know, those deep inside of our bodies, we may be able to hide for quite a long time, but eventually they will be seen by the people we try to get the closest to. I guess maybe one of the, blessings and curses of having scars on your skin from a rough past is the fact that you come right out and say it. You literally wear your feelings on your sleeve, or in this case, your skin, and people know you've dealt with a lot in the past. If those people accept you outright, all the better they may be. You know, of course, there's still going to be emotional vampires out there and stuff like that who are just looking to drain you or get a story out of you. But if there's people who genuinely see that, don't even pay any mind to it, wait to ask you. Don't just come right out and be like, oh, hey, what's all those scars all over your arms? If they're just like, hey, what's up? They just ignore that and they go straight to being your friend. And then later down the line, it comes up and they've never, ever made an issue of it. You have found a true and most likely loyal friend, and you'll be all the better for it. I feel like this is almost now your rite of passage for friends on whether or not they would judge you on this. There may be some people who are definitely worth your time, even if they do commented on it. There's some people who just don't know. Okay, there's some people who put their foot in their mouth without ever meaning to. You got to remember, even though some people don't intend to offend you, sometimes the result is that they offend you, and their intentions may never be to actually hurt your feelings from being like, oh my God, what happened to your arm? Okay, they may not be saying that with any intent at all of hurting your feelings. They might actually genuinely be worried about you from the second they see you. And then later down the line, you find out this person is really caring. That's why the first thing they said to you was that. So I don't think at the same time, if you do meet people that do suddenly bring that to the forefront of the conversation, you should ban them from your life as a friend. Give them a chance. Do realize this will be an issue for you. And I feel, tattoos are kind of a choice too. It's kind of something I deal with in Japan, and I've made the choice to get tattoos, and I have people constantly come up to me and be like, oh my God, did it hurt? This is far different because none of my tattoos hold any negative emotions behind them, whereas scars most likely do. So the meaning will be very different in that aspect, but I do deal with the fact that people constantly, either get scared, freaked out, think I'm a gangster, or want to come up and just talk to me and ask if it hurt. I don't suddenly judge all those people. I know there might be multiple reasons for why they think what they think. I don't know their background. I don't know what's going on with their day at the time. I don't know what they've recently dealt with. Maybe they've been mugged by somebody on the street who had tattoos just in the past week. I would be pretty scared of meeting another guy with tattoos when tattoos are not common in that country afterwards, okay? So just realize there's different stories behind the reason everybody reacts the way they do. And in the end, if the person you meet and talk to reacts one way or the other, when you form a closer relationship, if and when you form a closer relationship with that person, and they still accept you for everything you are and with your scars, and then you've found a long-term loyal friend, and your scars have let you help make that decision. Even with those, even with your past, even with your internal scars too, your emotional scars, they accept you. That's what a true friend is. And like I said, we all carry those too. We all carry those internal scars. Not all of our scars are out on the front. Yours are in this case because of the way you dealt with it. I'm not judging you on that by any means, okay? I want you to know that right now. The way you dealt with it, I know you said, some people do it because everybody has a reason for why they did it, okay? Everybody has a reason for why they scarred themselves. That's not making the reason right or wrong. No one's saying like they just did it for attention. Even if they did it for an attention, that's still a cry for help. That's still pain. That's still a reason behind the scars, okay? So again, no judgment from my part. Yes, you will get judged by other people. Yes, some people may be a little bit shoe in mouth, foot in mouth when they first talk to you. They may say, oh my God, scars. But they may still be a really great person. Some people may completely ignore it and then later ask you in life, and you may find yourself with a great friend after that. I say go out, be yourself, and once again, fuck society's rules, How are we ever going to get past it if we never challenge them? Okay, guys. Where are we at? We're at 10:26 right now. I may have to, if I get a couple more questions, I can do them. But if they don't come in quick, unfortunately, I may have to go early today. Oh, I'm listening to a lot of motivational videos now. They're really working at Scott. Oh, good. Glad to hear, Alan. I think motivational videos are great. People like Tony Robbins and stuff like that, I think they're really amazing people. And anyone who wants to doubt that stuff, that's fine. If it's not for you, it's not for you. Tony Robbins is worth $500 million. The guy obviously is doing something right. The problem I see with those videos sometimes, and Alan, I'm not saying this is you at all. The only problem I ever see with motivational videos, I love them. I love to listen to them. I think they're really good for inspiration and ideas. The only thing I want to warn everybody about with motivational videos is don't just listen to them. Don't just listen to them. If you hear a very inspirational idea, go out soon within at least a week or so after hearing that and get that inspirational idea done. If it's something simple to do, like make a list of blah, blah, blah and do this, then go and do it. Like, don't just listen to the videos. Too many people I see are like, Scott, you should totally listen to this video, bruh. And like, they're still living with their parents. And I'm like, yo, dude, maybe you should do some of those videos and not just listen to them. But Alan, that's great. I'm seriously happy for you, dude. I'm glad those are helping. All right. Any advice for me to help someone in real life? Is this not real life? Is there something I should know? Is this the Matrix, guys? Guys, let me know right now if this is the Matrix, okay? After college, I plan to live and work in Japan for a few months at least. All right, sounds good. What's your view on Sota Fuiji, sorry. No problem, Alan. All right, let's see. Anybody else? Any more questions? Actually, let me check. The secret chat. Okay, 1 second. Sorry about that, guys. All right. Any more? All right, I have Apple TV that I connect to YouTube and work out in my room to the big TV with that. I put Bluetooth in. I use like this. So yeah, what Sigalinda said. If you put it's okay if there's nothing else. I'm just gonna talk randomly because I'm good at that. Oh wait, is there? Oh no, here I think another one's coming. All right, so just some workout type stuff. I'm starting working out again, so I guess I'll throw my advice out there too, right? My mom said my 2 cents are the shiniest, so I'm gonna put them in. Sigalinda says she has Apple TV and she'll watch YouTube videos on that while she works out. That's good because then she doesn't have to wear headphones. Like one of the most annoying things is trying to wear wired headphones while you work out, or like headphones even like this are too big. Like if you start to move rapidly, these are just gonna fly off your head. I use a tiny little Bluetooth one like this. Can you see it? It's so tiny. Okay. If you just put that in your ear, no matter how ferociously you move, you'll be okay. Oh, thanks, Mr. Boots, for being a mod over here. Wow. Catwell asks, how long does it take to get married to a Japanese girl once he lands in Japan? It takes approximately, hold on, 5 minutes. No. I mean, well, I think it really changes per country because each country requires a different thing to show. As far as Americans are concerned, Jilly D with $2 on the donation button. Thank you so much. To staying positive. Yes, thank you. That's exactly what I want to try and do with this show, is stay positive and tell people, fuck society's norms. I hope. I hope I get that message across. So, first thing you got to do is you got to go to your embassy and prove that you are not keeping a marriage going in your own country, or owe things like child support or alimony, or currently married in your own country. You're pretty much just showing that you're not running away from anything. It's a really simple thing to do if that's the case. I think if you've gotten divorced, as long as you have like divorce papers, you're okay. And they give you this like seal on your document that you sign that says, I'm definitely not married. Swear, bro, not married, bro. And like it's like this. It's not like a seal, like a stamp. It's a seal like that, like pressurizes the paper into this weird seal. Then you take that seal and you go down to the ward office in your local area, wherever you're getting married, I guess. It could be where you, well, okay. It could be where you're getting married, it could be where you live, or it could be where you live with your girlfriend, or it could be where your girlfriend lives, or it should be your fiance if you're about to get married. After that, like, you can get married as soon as you want. I mean, it's up to you how extravagant you want that to be. These days, some people are doing little more than just taking a couple pictures with friends and saying, yo, we're married, the end. If you want to do the whole full Japanese one, get ready to shell out some big bucks, baby. Just to give you an idea of how expensive my Japanese wedding was, to rent the temple, and it was a small ass little temple, for 1 hour, $1,000. $1,000. Sorry, I had to put emphasis on that. I apologize. Let's see here. What do we got? Okay, it looks like we're having an easy day today. I think I'm gonna end it a little bit early today. I hope you guys don't mind. I have so much to do. I've got like a million bajillion LAL interviews to catch up on. I'm way behind, and if I'm behind with you on those, and you're one of the people on here right now, I apologize so much. I need to get right back into those. I need to update my Patreons. with their own sort of little Patreon video, just letting them know what's going on in my personal life. If you yourself want to learn a little bit more about my personal life, you can start even at the $1 level tier, whatever you want to call it, on patreon.com/Scott Ackerman. That's me, the guy talking on the microphone right now. I put a bunch of extra videos, extra pictures. I put like personal life pictures. The only thing I ask is that like people don't share it. I guess they probably could, but whatever, got to do what you got to do. All right. And there's also different training sets in there for if you're thinking about coming to Japan. There's training for 1 month, 3 months, and 6 months, and that's so that people who have to wait longer for their visa get longer training and are totally ready to hit the ground running and get a job when they get here. Or maybe they just want to be ready to tour really awesome stuff and know all the landmarks in the Osaka area when they come. That's fine too. I help out with that. I don't just write you a nice letter and say, hey, here's what you do. I actually do go on a Skype interview with you, and I make sure you're all set up, ready. I make sure I know what your plans are. We talk over like what your future is going to be here, or if you're just going to go on a tour, we just talk about the things you want to see. I've actually done, God, so many of them now. I've had over 20,000 applicants, and I've probably only made it through, I don't know. I don't know at this point. I just keep doing, I just take interview after interview after interview after interview. Some last anywhere from 15 minutes to 30 minutes. Some last up to an hour, depending on how much the person wants to plan out for Japan, if they're doing the 1 month or 6 month plan. Okay. Let's see. Actually, you know what? Let me check Peter's here. In 2 months, I will be going to Fukushima for work. It's not sunk in yet, and that worries me. I'm unsure what to do before I go, such as goodbyes, etc. You just gotta say bye, man. Just say bye. Let all your stuff go. Don't bring a lot of stuff over here. Bring yourself one suit and bring yourself one pair of hanging out clothes. Come here, start your job. Bring about $2,000 if you can for safety money. And well, it depends. If you don't have your apartment lined up, then bring a little bit more in case you want to get like a key money apartment. And just relax, man. Japan's pretty easy. It's not a dangerous place. It's safe. It's a beautiful country. People are super nice. And, anybody who gets really upset that you're leaving, anybody who cries or anybody who like throws a fit, it may happen. It may really, upset. Like my mom cried when I left. But if you get here, just focus on being successful, all right? Once you become successful, all your friends and family who are worried about you will do nothing but talk about you later at home in a positive manner. They'll be like, look at little... Wait, hold on. What's your name? I'm going to check your name so I can say it and do a little, like, funny... Oh, 1 second. Where was his name? Look at little Leroy. He's doing so good in Japan right now. Have you heard? That guy is an English teacher. He teaches different little Japanese boys and girls there in that country. You know, Japan. Where in China is Japan? No, I'm just joking. I don't think your parents would actually ask that. I always say where in China is Japan because I had a friend whose dad would ask him that every time he called home. So sorry, it just cracks me up to say that every time. Like, his dad was a super nice guy, but he wasn't too learned in it when it came to the geography. So nice guy though, super dude, cracked me up, man. Bella, my mom still cries that I'm in Japan. Let's see. How can you help her out with that? Oh, I know. I got a good solution to that. You know how you get free tissues everywhere you go? Start sending those home by the box load. Sorry, I don't know what that. Sorry, that's a really mean answer. I hope your mom's okay. I hope she's, if you're an only child, I totally get it. What happened? Why did he get angry? I'm not in Japan. Leroy, I know you're not in Japan, Leroy. Oh my god, dude. Did I not make that clear? Oh boy. You don't have to block him for that. It's okay. All right. Anyway, guys, I think I'm gonna cash out early, okay? I hope you guys don't mind that. I've got a brand new employee starting today. And I've got a million interviews, so I've got to get on that life comes first. I hope it helped. I hope I helped. I hope I helped myself learn how to talk online. My God. I hope everybody is getting whatever help they need with all the different issues that we all have in life. Yes, even me myself. I hope I am. And I hope you hang in there with whatever you're dealing with, and you find the strength to carry on no matter what your problem may be. Of course, once again, if you do have any problems that are beyond the breadth of this show, feel free to reach out to any of our mods to get those hotlines. And, feel free at any time to message me, DM me, personally send me an email on scottmackerman.com. scottmackerman.com. There's not even such a thing. What am I? I'm just making up, like, word salad today. scottmackerman@gmail.com. Sorry, it's my first time using the internet, guys. I'm really, I'm just learning how this whole thing works. Today I found this, my friends call it a mouse. It's pretty amazing. Let me tell you about it. Until next time, have a great one, guys. Love you all so much. Take care of yourself, and good evening, good afternoon, or good morning, wherever you are. Later.